Gemini.
Beep, 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 beep.
There's one, and then there's two. Gemini. Hi.
Y'all are crazy.
How you doing? What's up? You know, we gotta be like entertaining and hype for you.
Right.
Don't change it.
Right. Don't change that channel. Don't touch that dial. Right?
How are you, baby? How are you?
You know, I've always had a lot of Gemini energy in my life. I have a mom who has Gemini placement. She is a Taurus. And then I have, you know, Dale has Gemini rising.
Gemini rising right here, right?
And then I also have
Connecting.
another best friend in high school that was a Gemini. Hi, Bissy. You might watch this video. I'm going to text you and tell you. Okay. You're giving Moon and Sagittarius energy.
Sagittarius energy.
You're feeling protective, Gemini. What are you feeling protective over? Yourself? Situations? Are you feeling overprotecting of yourself in certain situations? You might be thinking that, you know, people are like trying to do something, but they probably aren't. You know what I mean? You're just feeling a little bit defensive. But really,
it's opposing your viewpoint. Yeah. So maybe it's saying, like, I mean, Sagittarius is in opposition to Gemini.
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. There you go, right there. Yeah.
So it might be a bit of a challenge for you to act away than the way that you are. Mm-hmm. Right? But at the same time, Gemini, you very much like to change it up and keep it fresh.
Okay.
This is very interesting.
There's some
as the cards start
here.
to lay themselves out.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so what I'm doing today is more of an inner spread, so we're kind of going in on the emotional standpoint of things too, just because you guys are so airy, so we wanted to just dive in and see kind of what's going on.
It's so funny because I'm getting two different energies right away. A higher energy and like a lower energy.
Yeah, definitely split in between the two. And it's like fire and water. It's like almost like messages of like looking at the brighter side of things. There's definitely a lot of you like plaguing yourself. And the most recent past is like Sun and Scorpio energy. So there's definitely some deep emotions that have been hidden that are highlighted. Yeah. You know it. And there's like a lot of undertone stuff that's not being discussed even.
You know, the thing is that your ruling planet is in retrograde right now, so you might be really feeling that. I know that Virgo is feeling it too, but for different reasons. You know, Virgo, they need to let go of something, but for you, it's not really letting go of a person so much as it is letting go of some of the chaos that's going on in your head.
There's a lot of awareness going on. You've got the sun that is covering you. So this is very beautiful, actually, right? It's the awareness. This is a very positive card. Even in this, like, this is like little happenings that are like, really good for you. And these are like major scopes of things. Like, so it's just kind of maybe even an awareness of self.
Don't get into your own way.
Yeah. And like, this is kind of like you telling you to just be you.
Right.
Be honest or be just forthright. Like that baby was just born and he's out there open, writing innocently out with his actions and everything that he's doing.
Now, I don't know if, I don't know if there was like something that happened recently. Maybe you experienced a death or someone died. Or maybe you were worried about that, or maybe someone almost died. You know what I mean? And you just kind of like, it just really got to you and shook you up, But you have some really positive things going on. It's just there are other things that you consider because they're in your atmosphere and they're in your world and they're a part of who you are because you have to. You're Gemini. That's what you do.
You got anxiety in your Mars area, which we'll get to. That's kind of what he's donating about. Yeah. You're a king. You've got the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Both, which is very interesting because Leo had those both as well.
Yes.
And then the Sun rules Leo, so that's a very interesting. You could be dealing with like a Leo or a fire sign, kind of Sagittarius energy even. But the Sun is in King of Pentacles, so right now, it's shining in this like, you could even be feeling withered in certain ways, or it's just a manifestation of like you and your reputation.
Right.
Like you're seen a certain way. Everybody knows you to be this type of person.
Right. The ability to produce things. The
ability, yes, to definitely produce things. To like keenly, it's Taurus energy. So you're accustomed to like these ritualisms. Right, and it could even be shining on work. Maybe you're feeling really good in the areas of work, especially when it comes.
You're really good at something.
Yeah, you're really good at something, and you should definitely keep going in that area because I'm seeing a lot of positive things when it comes to work, and you wanting to manifest that. Also, it's like yang and yin energy on the outer skirt and then on the inner skirt as well. So you're manifesting some things that you want right now with the Queen of Pentacles there, or you're feeling like you are. And that's really positive. Or you're just thinking about your lover, or you're thinking about like that manifesting that wifey person for you in your life. And like these two cards together, the sun and the moon for you right now is the King and the Queen of Pentacles. So you're definitely thinking about relationships.
That's actually like, it's like dead on too, with like, just like the comparison of the two cards and like where they're placed side by side. It's really amazing.
Yeah, it's a really, and it's just in your present situation. So if you're dating with someone, you're feeling really compatible with that person. And like you should definitely keep going in the awareness of that. If you feel like it's like a good thing for you, just keep going there.
Like you got both aspects, right? And that's what you are. You're both aspects.
I'm seeing
at the
both
same
things.
Time.
Because at the top I'm seeing a lot of positivity for you guys, like on the outside skirts of things that you're manifesting, but in inward I'm seeing like a lot of emotional kind of more strife or kind of like turmoil, and even in the thoughts in the hidden thoughts, the hidden part of yourself, you are actually really coming more into awareness of. A lot of you are really realizing some things about yourself right now with the High Priestess energy there. It's coming to the forefront, and you're having anxieties over it because you're realizing either you're being too hard on yourself, or you've done some things in a situation that have caused it to be hard. And now you are realizing those things. And that's just that awareness in the High Priestess energy. Because this is like kind of around the corner. Something that you don't know is that there may be a death of some sort around the corner, or a transformation around the corner for you, with the death card being there. And the transformation, usually the death card is actually not as scary as it sounds. Like it's usually like just the transformative energy that we all need, that makes us who we are, that makes us move on to something. There are endings and there are beginnings to it. So how are you going to deal with the changes that are coming? You're having anxiety over that.
There could be a scare over that potential life-threatening circumstance with a family member. It could be maybe a matriarch or a patriarch, and maybe it's going to affect one or the other, right? And that's what all this worry is about. Oh, what if she passes, then this is going to happen, or if he passes, then she's going to be miserable forever. And it's like that type of thing.
And the innocence leaving, or something going out, some type of purity going out. There's a little bit of anxiety over that with the death card being there, and the white horse with the black, and then you're trying to absorb the negative energy in the situation.
It's too much for you.
It's a lot going on. There is a lot going on for you, but then you're Gemini, so there's kind of like always a lot going on in a certain way.
Your work, so you got the sun at the top, and then you got the Queen of Wands, which is also Leo down here at the bottom of the reading.
And that's the outcome.
And that's saying that you're like actually able to like manifest things and create things, but it's like you still are also thinking about this looming or potential mishap. But I'm sensing that, there will be sort of like something that feels like a miracle almost. And, things.
There will be a manifestation of something that you want with your home, or with a lover even. There's like a deep, you have the Two of Cups clarifying the transformation from the death to the actual manifestation of a pentacle for you. So there's like some type of relationship or the death of something that leads to a relationship that you can actually manifest something that you want for the future for yourself. You're feeling very scorned from something in a deeper way, and you're aware of it.
Right.
Because that's what's covering it, and you're anticipating something around the corner.
Right.
Because, you know, this guy here, this is what you're rising for. You're like, oh, this is like anticipation of like of a fight or of having to let go of something, right? And that's the completion of that burden, right? Because then you have the 10, those two together, right? And you're like, I'm a craftsman. I will make it out of this, da-da-da-da-da, and you will.
Now, I will say this, because you do have a lot of Scorpio energy here with this Gemini energy of worry with the High Priestess. And it's like almost like the matriarch and patriarch energy is there too. Now, if there's something that happened in the past with the Six of Cups that caused you to be very defensive, Nine of Wands, Moon in Sagittarius, with a family member or somebody close to your family or someone that's older, and it's just getting to be too much for you to continue to think about. You need to talk to a therapist or someone that you can really confide in that's going to nurture you out of this experience, you know, that you had, because it's a transformation that's happening. And, you know, Scorpio does rule a lot of things that we think are icky and we don't like to talk about. So you might need to create some sort of outlet for yourself to get there to that place where you can begin to talk about it.
Right, because definitely. And you know it. You know, you're kind of getting to that place now where, I mean, the King and the Queen of Pentacles is a very mature energy. As far as like, now we're at this place, we've manifested the last phases of whatever this issue is that I have. And then with the Six of Cups there, it's like, that could be anything. You know, it could be positive or negative as far as like these deeper emotions, but you're aware of it and you're having these anxieties all by yourself. You're dealing with these things all by yourself, right? And it could have to do very much so with family. I'm seeing a lot of like opposition, right, with you being yourself versus whatever expectations might be, or the sharing of yourself with what you know
like skeletons in the closet.
It's acceptable, or how the world sees you, because you very much are seen very royal, very
really
kingly.
Deep, because I just thought about you know, the people that you live with, child. I'm like, whoa, we're talking about this, honey. This is a Gemini reading.
It's a Gemini reading.
Yeah.
There's so many things going on.
Ooh.
It could be so many different things with Gemini as well. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And Gemini is like in the reading as well.
Yeah, Gemini is in the reading very heavily, you know, with the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords here.
Right.
So this is very much the energy that you're gonna, you know, you could be living in this situation.
Right. And with that Mercury and Sag, or with
and maybe you're feeling that way because, you know, there could be the loss of something. The loss of someone.
This person that probably, you know, maybe have been abusive emotionally, mentally, physically, sexual, whatever. They could be in fear of maybe, you know, passing or something. They could be, you know what I mean? There could be a scare with them. And it's like, before, you know, it just gets your mind to thinking, you know, just because of the past that you've experienced with them, what does it mean for you now? You have mixed feelings because you do have love for this person because they are so close to you, but then they probably did or said this terrible thing or caused a terrible accident or something to happen.
Yeah, many of you are being plagued by a fire sign.
Right, you've been
definitely
pulled in so many directions.
There's a fire sign. There's like a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, and you know the sun is there. So it's like apparent that this is like covering the situation. There's like a goodness that's missing or something. that, you know, you're feeling like either it's not as bad and it's just something you're going through, or it's something that is really just troublesome and it's transformative. It's going to make you learn yourself better and love yourself better. And then the presentation in the end that you have to offer will be just, it'll be a more positive manifestation, maybe a more honest version
for you.
of you. Yeah.
That's
because
help you.
Yeah, because the bottom of the deck is Sun and Aries, so it's really talking about being yourself and then being able to get everything that you want out of life.
Right.
Being able to get all the healing, and this is a very healing card. It's about healing oneself and going out and seeing the scope and the possibilities and being honest with the love and all of those things that you want for yourself. This is also very much about, this person could very much be wanting to go out and see what happens, and this person could also be wanting something to come back in.
And it could even be both. It's like when you put yourself out there in a sense of like going to see the counselor or the therapist, right? The psychologist, or, you know, talking about it with someone in your family that you actually trust. That will then put that energy out there into the universe to help you manifest what it is that's going to be helpful in bringing you out of it, because it's something that can't be done away with by signing papers, or like, you know, an exchange of money, or, you know, just like if you move, you know what I mean? It's like something physical is going to come in and change it for you.
And some of you are being too rigid because the King of Pentacles is there. It's a very fixed energy and it's air. So you're very narrow in what it is that you want to be. And Gemini, that's kind of opposite you, because you are so flexible in your mind at the same time and so witty. You know, so this kind of like grounded Taurus energy is not really your best suit, you know what I mean? Like, you need to be a little bit more flexible with things, probably.
And
you know,
saying here too, you know, you're very, very intuitive. Some of you guys are really intuitive out there, you know, and it's like you already know, and that's probably what scares you, because you are Gemini, and because you do have this intuitive nature, and so you already have your thoughts, and then you have these other things coming in, reaching you, you know, so it could get overwhelming, I feel.
Right, because you guys are feeling very deeply right now, a lot of you actually. And that's where all of these emotions are coming from. Because whatever was shared with this person, probably a fire sign, is there's like some type of anxiety that has come from it, and a transformation that's crowning it. And, you know, for a lot of you, it's going to be a newer spiritual relationship with yourself. And a newer understanding of yourself. And that's where you're going to manifest the new passion and the new love. Because even after that death, even if that love doesn't come back, you'll know you have learned something. So that the passion can ignite again in you, because you'll know better next time, Queen. You'll have that craftsmanship and the spirit, and you'll know King or Queen in that way. But yeah, many of you are looking for something, and I'm seeing like the bottom of the deck is like new possibilities. Some of you are not as satisfied as you're pretending to be in whatever situations that you're in your life, and you need to keep driving forward and striving more for greater aspects of yourself. You know, and let that sun shine, and don't stifle yourself in that way.
Don't let this hold you captive.
You're definitely anticipating more. There's a lot of like anticipating more here. Look at both of these together. Okay? So it's like the man there, he's like got the side eye, he's kind of looking. This one, he's got his back to, and he's looking at a grander scope. So there's so much more out there for you.
Yeah, there is.
Right?
You know, you've got a lot of lessons that you have learned, right? They've been painful lessons, but you have, you know, taken the responsibility, the destined responsibility of learning them. And they've been very challenging, but it's like you're still here.
Right. You could definitely have a new relationship coming in, or just like a new, it's gonna cause like a whole
Absolutely.
new, or a new
Oh my
apartment
God.
even, right? A new love of home in some way. Something changes in the home after the transformation that ends up being really, really actually good. You know, you just have to go through whatever all this is that you're going through.
He said it, he might think it's a Leo. There might be a Leo coming in that's going to offer you this feeling of newness and spending time with them. Maybe they might even feel like they're being your therapist, but it could be a relationship on the horizon, you know what I mean, that the universe is actually bringing in for you, and it's going to help you.
Or a fire sign in general. It could be Sagittarius.
Right, yeah.
Could be Leo.
Yeah, for sure, yeah, because, you know, the Queen of Wands could be any of those fire signs, right? If not, a Scorpio. And Scorpio is represented here in this reading. And they do get very deep. And they might be able to handle the shit that you have to tell them.
Right, exactly. Absolutely. Okay. All right, Gemini. Well, this is good.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. There are some correlations, definitely, with, like, Leo and Geminis together and dealing with things. So, you know, whatever all that you're going through is definitely a transformation. After the death that happens, you know, there will be some new developments inside of yourself, and a new love, you know, an actual new relationship might manifest itself, or just deeper understandings of yourself so that you can manifest that together. It's a waiting period for more to be anticipated later. Definitely there's a waiting period, so I'm interested to see how May is going to be for you guys.
Yeah.
All right?
It's been real, Gemini.
It's been real, Gemini. Enjoy this season. Have fun. Let go of some of these anxieties. Don't be too hard on yourself, but be honest with yourself, right? Okay? Look at those emotions. They'll take you somewhere. Bye.